Oh, what if I told you my mother planned the ultimate revenge from beyond the grave? She used her own death to teach my greedy, selfish brother a lesson that would leave him broke, humiliated, and completely blindsided. And the best part? He never saw it coming. Oh, if you've ever wished you could serve poetic justice to someone who wronged you, you're going to love this story. Hit that like button, subscribe for more real-life revenge tales, and stick around, because this one is as satisfying as it is brutal. I grew up in a household where tradition wasn't just a value, it was a cage. Boys were treated like royalty, while girls like me were treated like disappointments. My older brother, let's call him EB, was the golden child. He didn't just get spoiled, he was marinated in favoritism. My parents paid for his entire college education, tuition, housing, books, even meals, because apparently holding down a job might distract him from getting his BA. Meanwhile, I learned early on that if I wanted something, I'd have to work for it myself. It didn't take long for me to see what EB really was. Not a loving son, but a master manipulator who saw my parents as his personal ATM. He never called unless he wanted money. No visits, no care, just withdrawals. Then came Syl, my soon-to-be sister-in-law. EB met her when she was 5 months pregnant with someone else's child. He threatened to drop out of school to support her unless Dad kept paying. Dad's response? Over my dead body. Quit and you pay back every cent. So, EB stormed out, took a low-end retail job, and somehow still managed to graduate. He even got an amazing job in his field, and then threw it away to support Esil and her kid, K1. A few years later, they had K2. Years later, our dad was diagnosed with stomach cancer. The doctors gave him 3 months. 3 months to say goodbye. But EB didn't come around to talk, or help, or be a son. He only showed up to ask for money. And if Dad said no, EB would vanish until he needed more. When Dad passed away almost exactly 3 months later, EB's first words to our grieving mother weren't, "Are you okay?" or "I'm so sorry." They were, "Did Dad have a life insurance policy?" That was the moment Mom started to see him the way I'd seen him for years. 2 weeks after the funeral, I came home to find Mom sitting with Dad's old friend George, who, as it turns out, was also a life insurance broker. She calmly told me, "I applied for a $500,000 life insurance policy." I stared at her. "Mom, you're diabetic. You have heart disease, high blood pressure. They'll never approve you." She just smiled. "Don't worry, just make sure your brother knows, but not until the time is right." I didn't get it at the time, but looking back, that was the moment she began crafting her revenge. After Dad's death, EB's visits to Mom were just like before, only when he needed cash. He'd guilt trip her. "You don't care about your only grandchild. You're depriving him of a good life." SIL would chime in with her own venom. 4 weeks after that conversation with George, Mom passed away from a heart attack and stroke. I was in shock, barely processing the fact I'd lost both parents in 6 weeks. EB offered to drive me home. I sat in silence, holding Mom's personal belongings. Halfway there, EB asked, "Did Mom have any money in her purse?" "Kid needs food." I wanted to jump out of the moving car. Instead, I pulled out a 20 and threw it at him. Then he asked the question Mom had been waiting for. "Did Mom have a life insurance policy?" And that's when I delivered the line. "Yeah. She applied for one right after Dad died, $500,000. The rest of the ride was silent, but I swear I could hear the sound of a cash register in his head. A month after the funeral, a letter arrived addressed to Mom. It was from the insurance company. Application denied. I called EB. Hey, about Mom's policy. Yeah? When do we get the check? We don't. She didn't qualify. No policy, no payout. That's when the meltdown began. EB screamed, "What about my kid? How could she do this to me? We need rent. We need food. We need to pay for our vacation." Sil grabbed the phone. "This is your fault. You're jealous because you don't have kids. K1 needs this money for college, and you're going to steal it from him? I'll sue you." Later, I learned the truth. George, the insurance guy, was in on it. Mom had told him exactly what she wanted. The application was just bait. She knew EB would hear $500,000 and spend money he didn't have yet. Sure enough, by the time I told him there was no payout, he'd racked up nearly $40,000 in debt. It was poetic justice. The golden boy who'd been handed everything now had nothing. The parents who'd once treated him like the future of the family had finally seen the truth. And Mom had delivered the final blow from beyond the grave. Do I feel bad for him? Maybe a little. But every time he tries to cheat me out of something, that sympathy fades fast. The best part? He'd already spent the money, every cent of it, before he even had it. And when the truth hit him, it wasn't just about losing $500,000. It was about realizing Mom had finally stopped playing his game forever. Sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't loud or dramatic. It's letting someone's own greed destroy them. Mom couldn't change the past, but she made sure EB would never forget the cost of taking without giving. If you enjoyed this story of karmic payback, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And don't forget to subscribe, because I have another family inheritance story that's even wilder than this one.